Hey, my name is Luke Boyce. I wrote the book Life Beyond the Grave, and what that is an account of philosophical ideas which I had explaining extreme polar opposites in this segment, which I'm going to read about, negative and positive. So with every negative, there's obviously a positive extreme of that. So I'll just start reading out of the manuscript of my book. There comes a point in everyone's life when you ask yourself, what is my purpose? Am I walking on the right path? Is life really all it's cracked up to be? Has anyone else witnessed or felt the spiritual profundities or the miracles that I have not only witnessed but had a hand in and been a part of? As a man, do I seek meekness, calmness, and humility, or do I lust for strength, power, and an undying will? What truly is the measure of a man? Is true happiness found in the lust of a woman, or in the love of domination by control from the pressing down of fear? If I am a man, how can I not be godly, or a god altogether for that matter? Where exactly have my gifts gone? What is beyond this life? The answer is nothing and everything. If you have not taken the time to dissect these questions, have you really taken the time to live? No. With much thought and much pondering come many answers. From many answers come mighty miracles, and those miracles lead to strength, power, will, and a desperate drive to become more than just a regular man. When Socrates stated, avoid unrighteousness, for that runs faster than death, what exactly is unrighteousness? Many would say a lack of morals or virtues, but to have these morals and virtues, must we not have the greater evil to understand or feel the greater good? Yes. Without hate, love is non-existent. Without life, there is no death, even to the extent of the use of drugs and alcohol. Without them, what exactly would sobriety truly mean to the individual man, or even man as a whole? Nothing. What is a false sense of reality in comparison to reality in general? What divides the sane from the insane? What invisible barrier divides separation between the extreme polar opposites of these examples? The answer is man. How is it unlawful for a man to kill another when one has been trespassed to the point of mindless aggression? Did the perpetrator not deserve to die in order to end the provocations of his enemy? There's always the answer to flee, but why has that become so commonplace in today's society? Must we turn the other cheek to the point of irreparable damage in ourselves? Why has violence become so unaccepted in today's world? To talk things out has become the new manly thing to do. Is that not a form of cowardice in itself? Though there is a time for dialogue, there is also a time for violence. How are we to become like God, or gods ourselves for that matter, if we will not fight for what we believe in? It saddens me to look around and see so many who have indeed lost the warrior mentality of ancient times. Since the atomic bomb, most warfare has turned into cowardice. What good is it to have something that brings complete annihilation and no glory has been spent or accomplished through skill or strength or even a show of power over one man to the next, but rather a fool who leads a nation and is no greater man than you or myself? Men do not need a leader who is not fit to lead or willing to fight for his people with blind aggression. I refuse to show anyone respect who is less of a man than myself. If I had an army, would I die for them if need be? The answer, my friends, is yes. Would they die for me, not based on a paycheck or job security? Most assuredly. Now ask yourself this question. Would you do whatever it takes to survive in war, to throw down your weapons and surrender to the enemy? Or do you fight to the last breath regardless of the amount of adversity? I say, never give up and never surrender. If we die, at least we die as martyrs. How many have truly died in such a noble way? Few indeed. The time of the martyr, he who dies for his beliefs, his family, and his land, is sadly almost only a memory. It has turned from the most sought-after and most glorious death, and is now sadly tossed away into the same chapters and pages of Greek mythology. Is that not why man is on earth? To face and to overcome his greatest fears? As far as loneliness is the greatest fear, this nation has turned to nothing. Pathetic, weak-minded fools. Loneliness creates an affirmation of personal beliefs, inner strength, and a higher will. To those afraid of loneliness, they are the ones who have plagued the earth, with their codependent needs, which drag so many down to that worthless state of non-independence. Since when did people forget to think for themselves? Was it lost when we discovered that there was no more land to conquer? No more new horizons? What happened to establishing dominance through the sword rather than the gun? What of finding clarity by seeking the unknown rather than the fruitless words of a preacher, pastor, or some other spiritual authority figure? How can they even assume authority? I doubt many of them have faced their own personal fears, let alone look for answers on both sides of the spectrum. How can they explain to me what to believe in when most truly know not themselves? Mindless sheep. There are fools that have been given a subtle push into believing in an easy way out. Faith has received me nothing. Belief in my own struggles and pain has fueled my fire of determination through my process of life. Not the man behind the podium telling me how to feel and what to believe. If we could listen between their ears and touch their mind, we would find that this man is no more sure of his own beliefs than what he is preaching to tell others to believe in and follow. We would most likely find an overflowing river of doubt and a scarcity of belief on their part. In my life, a positive attitude got me trampled underfoot, but the idea of strength and dominance, not only the idea of it, but also the actions of those ideas, has turned me into who I am today. Put me in jail, you have not broken my will. Slander my name, it only becomes fuel added to the fire. Try to enforce your beliefs upon me, and I call you foolish. If you kill me, what purpose have you served besides confirming the truth in these things? Nothing is mere coincidence in life. I encourage those who choose mediocrity to live the spoon-fed, hand-me-out kind of life. I have chose the rocky path, which can only lead to self-destruction in their eyes. Self-destruction leads to a knowledge of what we are truly capable of. Once the pieces are placed back into their natural order, we become indestructible, with a complete knowledge of who we are and where we have come from. And that is just a section of Life Beyond the Grave by Luke Joshua Boyce. We can find it at www.probingreligion.com.